Hi besties, welcome back. I decided that today we're gonna be doing a fun little mood reading vlog. I feel like with the seasons changing, it's getting cozier. We're wearing our cute little sweaters. I've just been craving like a good fantasy book, maybe a good mystery thriller, maybe a good lit fic. Who knows? I feel like this is just such a fun time of year for reading. I just want to cozy up and read all day, so I thought why not just do a fun little mood reading vlog. I am just in such a good mood for reading, but without further ado, let's get into it. All right, I think we're gonna start this vlog out with An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I think I'm saying that correctly. I have heard so many good things about this book, and I did see a TikTok the other day where this girl was talking about the series, and she was like, I feel like I don't see enough people talking about this series on like Book Talk and BookTube. This has been out since 2015, I believe, and I'm so surprised I haven't heard more of it. And she literally was raving about it so much that video alone convinced me to pick this up. Actually, I'm gonna do a buddy read with my coworker that I work with at the bookstore because she's also been wanting to read this for a while, so that's gonna be really fun and I'm really excited about it. We're gonna read Throne of Glass at the same time, but then we both just had different schedules going on and it didn't end up lining up. So I'm very excited to be able to do a buddy read of almost a whole series with someone, and I feel like this is gonna be so good for that. I've never really gone into a big series completely blind, so I'm pretty excited about that. Weather's cooling down, it's starting to get rainier, it's starting to be cozy, and I'm so excited to read a fantasy. My camera battery is about to die, so I'm gonna stop yapping and I'm gonna start this. Good morning, everyone. It's the next day. Last night I laid down to start the book and I completely forgot to film any of it, so sorry about that, but here we are. I'm on page 41. And can I just say, I am really liking it. Is it too early to say I'm eating it up? Just within the first chapter, I feel like it started off so intensely. Where I feel like most other fantasies differ is they start off almost 100 pages is like very, I don't want to say boring, kind of boring world building. And that's always where I really struggle about starting new fantasy books or fantasy series, is that the world building is just not really fun to learn. I feel like this one just has grabbed my attention from the very start, and we haven't gotten any like boring lull yet where we sit and we talk about the history and we talk about the magic or whatever. Just been, the stories are already happening. It's just like go, go, go. And within the story happening, we're like learning bits and pieces of the fantasy world and the history and everything like that. I feel like that is more common though in young adult fantasy books because usually the world isn't as complicated as an adult fantasy. And I don't know, I'm really liking it. I have very high hopes for this book. I might be hyping it up a little too much for the first 50 pages because we don't know what else is gonna happen throughout the rest of the book, but so far I am having such a good time. I have to leave for work in about 15 minutes. So I think I'm gonna sit down and read like a chapter or two before I head out. Last night I went to bed so excited to wake up today and to be able to pick this up again. So that's how you know it's really good so far. If you guys, is this even straight? If you guys can hear a lot of background noise going on, just ignore it, okay? I'm doing laundry and Dylan is watching football, so. But I have a couple updates for you. I'm on page 113. I am having just the best time. I literally went to bed last night not wanting to put it down, but you know when you're just like trying to stay up and read and your eyes just keep closing and then you realize that you're not retaining any of the information that you're reading? That's the point I was at. So I was like, you know what? I just need to put it down. I need to go to bed. Yes, this was at 9 p.m. I don't want to talk about it, but I am really liking it so far. This book has the two POVs of the two main characters who I assume in the future are going to be love interests. This isn't a spoiler because I know absolutely nothing, so this is just me guessing okay? But right now we can kind of see like the invisible string that's connecting them, if that makes sense. Like we can see how they're, okay, so if this is their two plots right now, we can see how they're about to intersect. I hope you guys enjoyed that demonstration, but that was the best way I could describe it. So we can kind of see like the invisible string that's pulling them closer and closer together. So I'm just like waiting to get to that part. I'm so excited. It's so good so far. I feel like I haven't read a book where I'm just like this interested this early on, and I'm really, really enjoying it. Yesterday when I was at work, all I could think about was how I wanted to pick up this book, but I obviously can't. And I really just want to read this physically, so I was like, maybe I should start an audiobook, so I decided why not. So I started Firefly Lane on audiobook. I actually read like the first 3 chapters physically like a week or 2 ago, and I just wasn't in the mindset for like a literary fiction. I needed something a little bit more attention grabbing, if that makes sense, like high stakes, aka a fantasy. So I was like, you know what? I know I'm gonna like this book, so I need to just table it and then come back to it. And I thought, why not try it as an audiobook? I'm not really a literary fiction girly. A lot of the times I end up just doing lit fics on Audible, and I thought this would be a really great one. If you guys don't know what this is about 2 best friends, and I believe the story just follows them throughout their entire lives. So from when they were like in middle school to when they're way older. And it starts in the 70s, and it's really, really good so far. And the coolest part about this is I was gonna pick this up and I was talking to my mom about it. She has watched the show. I haven't seen the show, didn't really know anything about the story, and she was like, just wait, you're gonna die. So I was like, weird, but okay. I start it. This book is set to where I was born and raised, which is just so crazy. Such a small town, and it's so weird that it's in a book, so that's just so insane. I don't live there anymore, but that is where I lived from when I was born to when I was about 13. So that's just so crazy that it's in a book. And I feel like it makes it 10 times more interesting and more personal. So it's been really fun. That is all we have for right now. I definitely am gonna do a lot of reading of this today. I'm gonna go and we are gonna do some more reading. I literally need to work. I literally need to leave for work, like literally right now. But to give you guys a quick update, I am on page 200. So I'm almost about halfway through. And I feel like we have just barely scratched the surface of our 2 main characters and like their relationship. I feel like I have no brain cells right now. I'm having the hardest time explaining my thoughts and putting them into words. But I feel like it's just gonna be their sort of individual stories and how it's gonna lead up to like the rest of the series. With that said, I'm still eating up every second of it. I am really, really liking it. I feel like this has been such a good setup book, if that's what it's gonna be, because I really like that our 2 main characters are having like their own separate stories, but we're seeing, like I said, the invisible string of how like they're gonna be pulled together eventually. And I am having such a good time. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I went into it blind and not knowing anything, that I'm really, really enjoying it, because I went in with no expectations whatsoever. I just want to sit and binge read it all day long. You know it's a good book when you literally don't want to do anything else but read. This is just getting me so excited to get into the rest of the series, especially with fall. This is just getting me in such a good fall fantasy mood. The stakes are high, a lot of things are happening. I know I'm not really talking about much detail. I just really like keeping these reading vlogs like the least spoiler as possible, just in case. Because I know there's people that like watching these sorts of reading vlog videos, but they also want to stay almost completely blind. So I know I'm not talking a lot about the plot, but I just don't want to spoil anything for anyone. I will check in with you guys later. So I finished the book last night and suddenly I have no words. This book was so good. I don't know what else to say. This is gonna be a bold statement, okay? But this is probably one of my favorite first books of a series that I've ever read. This got me so hooked from the first page. I was never bored. I don't know what it was. I read probably around 300 pages yesterday. Yeah. Like I sort of said before, we don't get a lot of our two main characters interacting in this book. I feel like they set up the rest of the series so well. Everything about it, we keep finding out more things, and I'm just so excited for, with every book, for the world to get even bigger and to meet more characters, and I'm just so excited. I feel like this is just one of those books where as I was reading it, I'm already sad that I'm not gonna be able to experience this for the first time again. I'm having a hard time rating this one. I'm sitting on in between like a 4 and 4.5 star, just because I just know the more I get into the universe and the more I care about the characters and get to know them, the higher my rating is going to be for each book. And I don't want to rate it too high right off the bat, but also if I feel this way about the book, why wouldn't I rate it that way? I don't know. So right now I'm just sitting in between a 4 and a 4.5 star. The author slayed. That's all I have to say. Now for a little update on Firefly Lane. I'm on chapter 17, page 200. I feel like the person who does the audiobook, like the voice, can make or break an audiobook, and I really like the voice or the person that's reading it, so it's making my experience definitely more enjoyable. I hate when I purchase an audiobook and then I start it and immediately hate the person who's reading it. We're finally out of the 70s and into the 80s, so the two main characters, Kate and Tully, are in, I believe they're in their early 20s. They're out of college, they're finally getting established in their jobs, things like that. Interesting story of girlhood and friendship, how hard it can really be to keep friendships as you change and you grow and you start having separate lives. That is just such a universal experience, I feel like. I'm very glad that I decided to pick this up as like a little in-between book. I'm thinking about, after I finish this, watching the show, but I don't know, I haven't decided yet. So if you have seen the show, comment down below and tell me if it's good. Kristen Hanna's writing is really, really good. She's such a good storyteller, so I'm having a good time.
Got this song up inside of me, in a world I don't wanna say, just the same damn thing. What's your height, what's your age, what's the price of your wage? And every year we're expected to show all the things that we were able to grow. When you're making half the money but the cost is double. Quiet life of desperation, but it ain't gonna make me too much longer. Been working too hard for this shit to not pop, so we about to get it poppin' now.
Hey guys, it's been a couple days and I'm here with an update. If you're wondering why my hair color changed halfway through the video, it's because I just dyed it. I don't think we've talked since I finished Firefly Lane. I'm honestly still processing on what I want to rate that. I think I'm leaning on a 3.75 is what I'm thinking at the moment. The ending was so good. It made me cry, it made me emotional, it made me literally want to text and call all of my friends and check in with them and see them, and just, yeah, it was so good. It was such a beautiful story of girlhood, and it's such a beautiful story. I think everyone should read it. Now, I haven't started it yet, but look what I have in my possession. It's book 2 to An Ember in the Ashes, and this one is A Torch Against the Night. I wasn't gonna read this in this vlog because I didn't want to read 2 books in the same series in the same reading vlog because I didn't want that to be boring for you guys. But then I remembered, I had this crazy thought that this is my YouTube channel and I can do whatever I want. Isn't that crazy? So I decided I'm gonna read it. I am seriously so excited about this. I have been dying, itching to start this book. It's gonna be so good. I haven't started it yet. Look how fun these covers, the inside covers are. I'm obsessed. Just the way the last one ended. I've been thinking about this book all week. And my coworker finally finished the first one. So now we're able to finally start the second one together because we're doing the buddy read. I'm so excited. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to film today because I do work today. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to read, but I'm definitely gonna start it at some point today. It's later in the day. Ignore this situation. I just took a shower and I am also sitting on a stool cooking my grilled cheese and reading my book because I don't want my grilled cheese to burn, but I'm also unable to put this down. And look, I felt like I needed to document this because look how cute. I'm unintentionally matching my book and I'm eating it up. Now to what you guys are here for. I'm on page 82 and things are going really good. I can't really talk a lot of specifics because this is a second book in the series. I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't read the first book. I really like how this book starts right in the thick of the action, just like the first book I feel like does. I feel like the pacing of the writing that the author has is so good, and that's what I really like about young adult fantasy. I feel like the pacing is so much faster than adult fantasy. The story is so good. We picked up right where we left off in the first book, and I'm having such a good time. I think I already said this, but I can just tell that this is going to become a top series for me. It's just giving me those vibes already. There was another point of view added to the second book. In the first book, there was only 2 point of views. Now this one, we have a 3rd point of view that we're getting, and I'm really liking that. And we're getting some more dimension to the world, and we're learning some more things, and I'm really enjoying it. So that's kind of all I have to say as of right now, but I will definitely check in with you guys when I get farther into it. I'm having such a good time. I'm really enjoying this series, like a lot. I am at home sick today. Yesterday, literally at the end of my shift, I started getting this really bad back pain, and then all of a sudden it turned into a horrible side ache, and then I literally couldn't like press on my stomach, and I thought my appendix was bursting. I was like, I need to go to the doctor because this is not right. So I went to the doctor and I have a kidney infection, so that's awesome. I was gonna try and go to work today, but I woke up and it still is really uncomfortable to walk and to do anything. So, and at my work, I'm like moving boxes and moving around a lot. So I was like, yeah, that's not happening. But hopefully the antibiotics kick in soon. Since I'm staying home today, hopefully I'm gonna get quite a bit of reading done. I'm on page 105, chapter, I don't know, it's in Roman numerals. So I feel like I do this thing where when I really like books or books that I'm really excited to read, I put them off for some reason. 1, because I'm scared I'm not gonna like it. 2, I don't want it to be over so quickly, so I like procrastinate reading it. That's kind of how I'm feeling with this book right now. I am so excited to read it. The first book was so good, but I almost am like, I don't want the series to go by so fast. I'm kind of sad. I'm literally not even halfway through the second book out of 4 books, so I'm just being dramatic, but that's just how I'm feeling. We're finding out that there is so much lore behind this world and its history and the magic and the creatures that exist in it, and I'm really, really liking that. I feel like the world just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and which makes it more fun. But I'm really, really enjoying it, and hopefully I'm gonna get to do a lot of reading today, and I will come back and update you guys. Oh my gosh, so many things are happening right now. I'm on page 353. I think I have about 100 pages left. Let me check, hold on. I have 113 pages left. There are so many things happening right now that I wish I could talk about, but we are keeping this spoiler free. I have been binging this last little bit of the book. It is so good. I don't know what else to say besides so many things are happening right now. There was this theory that I had about a certain character. There wasn't really any evidence to back this theory up, but I was just getting this sort of vibe that they weren't who they said they were, but I was right. I had this theory and I was right. I don't think I'm gonna be able to pick up another book that's not a part of this series after this book, because it's just been consuming all of my thoughts. We are going to, I've currently just made breakfast, so I'm going to finish eating that, and then we're gonna sit down and read a little bit. I have some other stuff I need to get done today, but other than that, I'm going to be sitting my butt down on the couch and binging the last part of this book. Hi besties, we have officially finished A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. Holy moly, did I eat this book up. It's so hard to explain this feeling to anybody who's not a book person. Like the feeling of finding a series that you've like been searching for, like you didn't know what you were looking for, or a book, not necessarily always a series, you didn't know you were looking for, but you find it and you're like this is the exact book or series that my soul has been searching for. This is it. I have been on the hunt for a good series for so long. I'm literally only finished with book 2. I still got 2 more books to go, but I can just tell that this series is gonna be one of my favorites. I am so excited to read book 3. I need to wait till my coworker who I'm doing the buddy read with finishes this one, and then I'll be able to start the 3rd one. And I just don't know how I'm supposed to read anything else until I finish this series. It's so good. I think I'm gonna rate this one a 4.5 stars. I thought it was so good. I am loving it. And I think that's gonna wrap up today's video. I hope you guys like watching these little reading vlogs as much as I like filming them. And comment down below other book videos or just videos in general you guys want to see from me. I love you guys, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.